Sai Ram, it is good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. So, what is going on? Look at what's happening in the world today. We have COVID-19 decimating the world. We have outbreaks of other diseases. We have Ebola in Africa, Zika, malaria, tuberculosis, and many others. There's environmental destruction, it seems, everywhere. And as a result, the severe weather we are experiencing, tornadoes, hail, floods, wildfires, earthquakes, volcanoes, and so much more. There are displaced peoples and starvation around the world. And then we see all the shootings and the political upheaval. So what's going on? Well, the root cause is karma. And I love Swami quotes, so there's going to be quite a few. So this is a quote back when there was a large drought in India. And Swami was talking to the prime minister. When there is love of God, fear of sin follows naturally. Today, fear of sin has gone, and everywhere the most heinous crimes are being committed. In such a situation, how can there be morality in society? How are we to transform this state of things? The Prime Minister, Sri E.V. Narasimha Rao, in his speech, referred to the grave problems facing the country. Who is responsible for all the troubles, disorder, and violence? We alone are responsible. The truth has to be recognized. People are blaming others for their own faults. If there is unity among the people, there will be no problems. Unity is strength. Today, righteousness has declined among the people. As a result of as the level of righteousness goes down, the water level also goes down. If good qualities arise in men, the water level will also rise. What is the reason for the failure of timely rains and the shortage of food crops? It is the decline of morals among the people, which is the cause of natural calamities. Let me repeat that again. It is the decline of morals among the people, which is the cause of natural calamities. The people must cherish sacred thoughts. Then the people's aspirations will be fulfilled. And that's in SSSIO Speaks, volume 28. And Swami also has said, where human qualities are absent, the society ceases to be civilized, and the nation itself forfeits its place of honor. That's SSSIO Speaks, volume 23. So the nation itself forfeits its place of honor. And we see that today. All over, there's just a loss of dharma everywhere. We can see that as a result of the Kali Yuga and the decline in morality, that disasters are happening everywhere. A tremendous amount of negative energy has built up in the earth, in our cities, and in ourselves over many thousands of years. All are due to our own vasanas. Vasanas that include wars and injustices carried out by the desire for power and riches, all the problems caused by lust, pride, jealousy. Then there's the lack of compassion, charity, and kindness. And crime, scams, and other corruption. It seems that every time I answer my cell phone, it's a scam of some sort. And then there's the greed and the resulting pollution of air, water, and food. Swami has told us pollution in the environment is the cause for many diseases. Therefore, we should keep our environment clean and pure. And that's in Satyasai Speaks, volume 39. So Swami has also told us there is not only individual karma, but there's also group karma, society karma, and country karma as well. So you might ask, well, wait a minute, what about us? We didn't cause these problems. We're sincere devotees. We're trying to do the best to improve things. Why do we have to suffer as well as the unrighteous? Well, of course, Swami addresses that as well. Swami has said, many of you grieve and have said, getting the audience of a holy person is destruction of sin. Well, I have had darshan not once, but many times. And yet, my evil fate has not left me, and I am suffering even more than before. And Swami replies, true, you may have come and had darshan and sowed fresh seeds secured from the holy places, seeds of love, faith, devotion, good company, godly thoughts, remembering God's name, etc. And you may have learnt the art of intensive cultivation and soil preparation. Now, you have to carefully sow the seeds in well-prepared fields of cleansed hearts. And this is the important part. Until the new harvest, when the fresh produce comes in, don't you have to consume the grain already stored in previous harvests? The troubles and anxieties you experience now are the crop collected in your previous harvests. So do not grieve and lose heart. And that was from the Shivaratri Discourse of 1963. So it's so important, right? What we're suffering is past karma. Now, Swami has told us that in order to be devotees of Swamiji, we have had to live many very spiritual, uplifting lives. But what about before we were spiritual? There is still much residual karma that we have to deal with. And that's what we're going through. So it's so important that we don't lose ground, that we maintain the goodness that we have. Swami has said, first develop individual character. One has to develop 3 P's to safeguard one's humanness: purity, patience, and perseverance. These are the 3 essential human values. When you have purity, you will attain satya and dharma and experience bliss by practicing them. When you have patience, you will have righteous conduct and observe non-violence. When you have perseverance, you will obtain all the human values. And that's from Satyasai Speaks, volume 29. So there's a wonderful quote, Swami quote, about both the beginning and the end of the Kali Yuga. And this was about the, forgive my pronunciation, but the Dwapara Yuga. And it goes, once Krishna and Balarama were engaged in a lively conversation. Balarama asked Krishna, how is it many untoward things are happening today? Apart from the differences between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, discord is rearing its head even among our own Yadavas. There are growing conflicts amongst them. Bitterness is rampant, enmity is growing. Krishna smilingly replied, this is a manifestation of the power of Kali. The Kali age is dawning. These are its portents. These evil tendencies are an indication of the disasters to come. All the evil tendencies that are manifest today are indication of the impending disasters. The future is in your hands. To avert disaster, all evil thoughts have to be eschewed. You have to develop always peaceful thoughts. Well, before we go on, have we done so? Have we developed peaceful thoughts always? Has the world? Unfortunately, no. It's been anything but. So Swami goes on. Why do untoward events, disasters happen? Only to promote what is good. They have a cleaning effect. Rise and fall are natural events. When any such thing takes place in relation to the divine, it must be regarded as the prelude to something elevating and sublime. Here's an illustration from the Mahabharata. The battle between the Pandavas and the Kauravas have gone on for 9 days. On all the 9 days, the Pandavas were the losers. Yudhishthira and Arjuna were dejected. At that time, Krishna told them, why are you getting so impatient? Unrighteousness scores some victories in the beginning. Gradually it declines, and the forces of righteousness, peace, and truth gain the upper hand. Therefore, do not have any worry. Get up, Arjuna. Dharma is bound to win. Selfishness will be destroyed. And that is from SSSIO Speaks, volume 26. So he's saying that in this Kali Yuga, unrighteousness, the crime, the darkness will rise. But have patience. Peace and truth will win. Dharma will win. Selfishness will be destroyed. So Swami has promised that the golden age will be coming in. And the golden age is the same as the Krita Yuga and the Satya Yuga. And Swami has said, many hesitate to believe that things will improve, that life for all will be happy and full of joy, that the golden age will ever occur. Let me assure you that this Dharma Swarupa, righteousness personified, has not come in vain. It will succeed in averting the crisis that has come upon humanity. And that is in SSSIO Speaks, volume 5. So Swami has told us that nothing can stop the golden age from coming in. Everything that needs to be done has been accomplished. Now, we all hear many stories, coming out of a party concerning students or whatever, and we don't know whether they're true or not. But sometimes the stories really do a good job of setting examples what Swami is trying to say, what Swami is saying, what we are trying to understand. So this is a story. I don't know whether it's true. And by the way, I have a request. I have 2 stories, and if you know where they come from and their validity and any information about them, please let me know. Because right now I have to say that they are probably fiction, but they are good examples of how to explain what is going on. So this is a story on a Swami student who wanted to ask Swami about the transition to the golden age. He wanted Swami to show him so he could actually see the transition to the golden age. And he was just waiting for interview. He was praying for interview with Swami so he could ask the question. And all of his classmates knew that he wanted to ask this question, and they were hoping he'd get interview as well so that they could see what Swami says. Well, he finally got interview, and he went in, and all the other students were on the veranda waiting for him to come out. They wanted to see what Swami said about the Golden Age and what he would show this student. Well, finally, the student came out, and he was crying. He was bawling his eyes out. And all of a sudden, the students were concerned. Oh my God, what's going on? And they asked the student, did you get to ask your question? And the student said, yes. And they said, well, why are you crying? Is it there going to be no golden age? And he said, no, the golden age is going to be wonderful. It's more beautiful than you can ever imagine. And they said, well, then why are you crying? And he said, because Swami also showed me what we have to go through to get to the golden age. It's going to be painful and difficult. So the lesson from this story, whether it's true or not, the lesson is that negative energies have built up in the earth and in us over the thousands of years. This negative energy that is all around us is blocking our entry into the golden age. It's like a wall of karma. So how do we get rid of it? Well, it can only be removed. Karma can only be removed by using it up. And most people ask, well, wait a minute, Swami has the power to remove it. Yes, he does. But remember that Swami has said that he must also follow the rules that he has made. So the only way to eliminate the negative karma is to use it up, so it can no longer block us from moving into the golden age. And this is exactly what is happening. The disasters that are happening everywhere, the pandemics, the environmental destruction, all the crime that is going on, it's using up all that negative karma due to the pain and suffering via the pain and suffering that is caused. But also know that during these great times, a great and beautiful energy is coming into being, growing ever stronger. The golden age is here. It is increasing. And that brings me to my next story on our role. What is our dharma? And this is a story, once again, I don't know if it's true. If you know anything about it, please let me know. Send me the particulars. But anyway, this is about a Swami student, once again, who asked Swami during Sankranti about how will the golden age be able to come in, since there are still all these problems in the world. And Swami told him, it's like a ceiling fan. When you turn off a ceiling fan, it keeps going around and slowly slows down and eventually comes to a stop. When you turn on a ceiling fan, the same thing happens. It comes up to speed very gradually, very slowly, a little bit at a time before it comes to speed. And that he, Swami, that very day had turned off the engine that keeps the Kali Yuga going and had turned on the engine that will power the golden age. Then the student asked, well, Swami, how long will it take before we're fully in the golden age? And Swami replied, that is up to you. So the lesson here from this story, whether it's true or not, that the Kali Yuga, the force that keeps it going, has been turned off. And that the force to bring in the golden age has been turned on. And Swami has said that many times, that the golden age is in the process of coming in. However, how long it takes for us to transition into the golden age is totally up to us. We need to take those actions that will make ourselves better people, better devotees, more humble and compassionate and full of loving kindness. We need to make the effort to change ourselves, our children, and the world. Well, wait a minute. You know, that's a lot of work to do. Swami has said that it takes effort. He said, yours is a sacred and golden age. Do not defile it. Make good use of the golden opportunity and sanctify your life. Do not waste a single moment. The time lost may appear to be just a moment, but in that fleeting moment, you may lose everything. Suppose you're spooling thread into a bundle. You wrap the thread one round at a time. If you accidentally let the ball drop, it would roll down the floor and unwind itself to a considerable extent. Thus, a single moment of carelessness may cost a lot. Hence, always be careful and hold on to the golden opportunity before you. Then alone would you be successful. And that was from Summer Showers of 2000, chapter 7. But then you may say, well, I'm just one person. What can I do? Well, of course, Swami addresses that as well. Swami says, do not demean your talents. When you dive deep into yourselves, you can discover the source of all strength. Ants creeping over a huge rock, millions of them, can carve a deep groove along their path. The tiny feet of the ant have that power. You might have seen on the walls around the village wells, deep holes produced on granite slabs by the continuous placing of water pots. The pots are made of mud, but over the years, they erase even the hardest granite. The embodiment of the self, the Atma Swarupa, that you are, is not an embodiment of insignificance. The Atma is not anemic. It is a powerful dynamo, capable of generating enormous power. Your spiritual teacher, your guru, shows you the goal, but you must generate the power yourself by your own spiritual effort. And that is a divine discourse from November 23rd, 1964. So Swami's telling us that our Atmas are powerful dynamos capable of generating enormous power. As Sai devotees, we have the ability, the power, and the duty to hasten the arrival of the golden age, to do whatever we can to bring the golden age into being. So what are some of the things that we can do right now? Well, Swami says anything can be achieved through prayer. There's nothing greater than prayer. Hence, everyone must necessarily offer their prayers to God. It's Satyasai Speaks, volume 37. So we need to pray for the sick, pray for their families, pray for all those undergoing hardships, pain, and suffering in India, in the Middle East, all over the world. Pray for the support of the medical personnel who put their lives on the line to help everyone else. More importantly, pray that we each become perfect, selfless instruments of God and for the divine plan to unfold perfectly. So there's prayer. There's namasmarana. Swami tells us, chanting the divine name is most important in this Kali age There's no better medicine than namasmarna, or remembrance or repetition of the name of God. Therefore, always chant the divine name. Chanting of the divine name will do away with all your troubles and unrest and confer peace and bliss on you. Satya Sai Speaks, volume 29. And then, of course, there is seva, something in my own heart. Well, of course, we can use prayer as seva. We have to remember to call on those in isolation, particularly old and infirm, to make sure they're okay. And so they know they're not forgotten. Loneliness is one of the major problems today. And now, as far as COVID-19 goes, now we can start venturing out again. We should be considering the careful resumption of service activities. There are so many people in the world that need help right now, and right in their own hometowns. Then, again, one thing that I personally love is Jyoti meditation. Swami has said that we must dive deep into ourselves. That is what Jyoti meditation is all about. It's extremely powerful, bringing the whole world into divine light and love. It is a powerful tool that can be used using divine light. Swami has told us that divine light, love, Satchitananda, is God. So divine light and God are different aspects of the same thing. And Jyoti meditation harnesses that power to transform ourselves and our environment and the whole world into pure love, pure divine light. The more of us that do it, the better. I've been asked to put together a Jyoti workshop that will be recorded and hopefully will be available this summer, maybe at the retreat. So, and Swami has said, Jyoti is, well, liberation, moksha, is merger with our Atma. And Jyoti meditation gives us that merger. It leads us into that merger with our Atma. And Swami has said that if all the energy from our Atma were to come into our bodies all at once, our bodies would be turned into a pile of ash. That's how powerful our Atma is. That's what Swami was talking about earlier, is that this power that we have of our Atma, and that is our true selves. So use Jyoti meditation and find that power and use it to bring the golden age in. Now, there's another subject that's related to all this that's extremely important. It's not one that people like to discuss, but it is important, and that is death. Swami tells us we must think of the three essential things, namely, do not forget God, do not believe in the world, do not be afraid of death. These are the three essential things in your life. And that's from Summer Showers from 1977, Discourse 27. So once again, do not forget God, do not believe in the world, do not be afraid of death. Well, why would Swami say that? Because death is just a transition. Death can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Swami tells us that it is like changing our clothes. We have to remember that some will merge with Swami. Some have asked to serve Premasai and will come back to do so. Others have spiritual work to do here in the physical. They too will come back. Then there are those who have remaining karma to work out in this physical plane. They'll be back. Remember that we are the Atma. Everything is perfect. Remember that there is no failure. There's only learning and growth. I think I shared with you during the last talk that Swami allowed me to experience the other side of death. And it was beautiful. It was pure golden white light, love and joy so intense it cannot be explained. It is nothing to fear. So let's finish. All of us together everywhere who's watching this, please do samasta loka. Let's do it now. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Swami tells us, I will always be waiting for you at the end of the path, and I will be watching every step that you take. I am with you, each one of you, every moment of the day, for I reside in your heart. I will always be there to help anyone who turns to me in true humility and with a pure heart. And that was from Face to Face with God. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions?
I think that was just a magnificent talk that we've waited for such a long time. And I think it's just perfect as it was. And we'd like to thank you most sincerely for spending some time with us today and sharing with all of us here in Region 8. You have enriched us all, and we do definitely look forward to that workshop on the Jyoti meditation. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Thank you. Sai Ram.